Derek Paravicini is completely blind and severely learning impaired.
I'm going to do Flight of the Bumblebee by Rimsky-Korsakov. Flight of the Bumblebee.
He also displays many of the signs of autism. Yet his brain is a perfectly programmed musical computer. Derek's talent is clear, but it raises questions. Where does genius like this come from? And how can it possibly coexist with such severe disabilities? Derek's problems began when he was born 3.5 months prematurely.
He only weighed 1.5 pounds. They really didn't expect him to survive. He technically died 3 times while he was in the hospital, and each time they managed to bring him back to life again.
In order to keep him alive, Derek's tiny lungs desperately needed oxygen, but the hospital lacked the equipment to control the amounts given. As a result, the doses of oxygen that baby Derek received in these critical first weeks were too great and were the cause of his blindness. But there was worse to come. The oxygen treatment that kept him alive also had a devastating effect on Derek's developing brain.
We began to realize that he had more wrong with him than just being blind. He has the severe learning disability, which would once have been called, I think, very retarded, and he has difficulty with logical thought.
7, 8...
7.
7.
His family had little hope that Derek would ever be able to communicate meaningfully until, at the age of 2, something extraordinary happened.
Nanny came in one day and said, "Would you like to come and listen to this?" And this tiny child was playing a tune.
Derek Paravicini remembers every one of the thousands of pieces of music he has ever heard. But he's never heard this tune.
OK.
Right then, find the pedal then.
Derek's remarkable talent combined with mental impairment classifies him as that rarest of beings, a savant.
Thank you.
A savant is usually defined as someone who has at least one unusual skill that's out of keeping with all of their other skills. And it's obviously most conspicuous in an individual who's got learning difficulties.
For the last 6 years, Derek has lived in RNIB Redhill College for the Blind, outside London.
Where's the pickle, Kim?
Got the pickle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Left on his own, he would not know how to dress or feed himself.
Brown or white bread, Derek?
Brown bread.
Brown bread.
What if Derek were to hear dozens of notes all played at once? He is about to listen to a sequence of chords that he has never heard before, and this time played by a full orchestra. 50 instruments are playing dozens of notes all at the same time. Almost incredibly, Derek is able to distill the essence of all he hears into what he plays.
Extraordinary, really. I mean, these incredible flourishes all the time. I couldn't work it out until it suddenly struck me that, of course, the chords consisted of more than 10 notes, i.e. more than 10 fingers, and therefore he had to, in order to accommodate all the notes that he heard, he had to arpeggiate them going up and down, like a harp.
Derek's brain must be wired very differently from the rest of us. But can we begin to understand how?